Hello again. So here we are. I'm going to talk about the end of year book tag today. I apologize. I don't know who started this tag. A lot of people I've seen do it also have not mentioned that. So if I figure it out, I will definitely add it down in the description box for you. The first question is books started that I need to finish before the end of the year. I don't know that I would say that there's anything that I need to finish before the end of the year, but there is definitely something that I would like to finish before the end of the year. The book that I would like to finish before the end of the year is The Tale of Genji. So if you've been following along, started reading this in October, and my goal is to finish it by the end of the year. I've made some decent progress. Um, it's now uh, November 7th, so I still have a full 2 months to read this. Given that I read that much in about a month, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like this would be November. I would get to there and then finish in December, right? That's totally doable. I've got a reading plan for it. So we'll see. I'm going to just read from my little book here the second question. Um, is there an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year with? So, yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna count it anyway. So for my autumnal book, The Tale of Genji, I promise every answer is not going to be The Tale of Genji. This is the last one, I think. The Tale of Genji actually happens in a couple of different seasons, but I feel like the ones that you spend the most time in this book are actually autumn and winter. The beauty of nature was such a huge part of life. It was the inspiration for poems and songs and just helped set the mood. And so when I think about the seasons and in terms of books that are currently making me think about the autumn season, it would definitely be The Tale of Genji. All right, the next question. A new release that you're waiting for. This one is easy, guys. I have been waiting for a while, and I know you're gonna have comments on this. For me, it is Barbara Kingsolver's Demon Copperhead. Now, this book has been out so long that even my son has made comments about this book, but I know it's not a new release. I'm waiting for Demon Copperhead to come out in paperback, and it keeps winning awards and different accolades, and I feel like it's never going to happen. Like somebody just needs to throw me a bone. I know it is in paperback in large print. I've come very close to buying it, but that still makes it a huge book. So I'm resisting, I'm waiting. Basically, what happened was I read David Copperfield earlier this year and absolutely loved it. It is now like my favorite book of all time. And so now I'm obsessed. Anything David Copperfield related, like I'm surprised I don't have the mug, the t shirt, whatever. I'm surprised I didn't name my channel after him. But that said, like when when Demon Copperhead first came out, I knew it was based on David Copperfield, and that already intrigued me, especially the correlation to Appalachia. I just found that very interesting. But then I read David Copperfield, and that just drew my interest through the roof. Now, that said, we all know by now that I have issues with the Pulitzer Prize winners at times. But I figured it out. I did a video. I started my Pulitzer Prize project. You can go watch that video on my channel and you can hear me work through some of my issues. And thanks to doing that, I now know what I need to look for before I buy Demon Copperhead. Which I guess means I could just go to the library or the bookstore or practically the grocery store at this point and look at a copy and see if I'd actually want to buy it. I don't know, because I've been waiting for so long and I've hyped it up so much in my mind that I really want to get it. Anyway, long answer longer. That's the new release that I'm waiting for. Number 3. Nope, this is question number 4. 3 books that I want to read before the end of the year. Okay, so I was struggling with this one, and I had 2 of the books, but then I couldn't figure out a third, and in looking for the books to show them to you, I think I just blew up the entire end of my year. So I knew I wanted to try and finish a series. That would be Barchester Towers. So I read The Warden earlier this year. This is part of the Barchestershire series by Anthony Trollope. And this is the second book in the series. So I thought, hey, it would behoove me to like maybe finish this series. Not finish the series. There's quite a few more books in the series, but to read the next book in the series. And it's not that long. So it seemed like a decent choice for December. So that was going to be my series that I wanted to continue before the year ends. And then I knew I wanted to do a Christmas book. So I know Anthony Trollope has there's like a book that's a collection of his Christmas stories. So I was thinking of getting that to kind of carry on with that Trollope theme, apparently. I don't own that book. If I figure out YouTube fanciness, I will insert a picture here. Let me know if that happened. But anyway, so whatever the name of that book is, because I definitely didn't take the time to look up the name. I was thinking that would be another book that I'd want to read before the end of the year. And then to just go along with all things David Copperfield, that Charles Dickens comes along with that. So of course I was thinking classic Christmas Carol. But in doing that, I was looking for the Christmas Carol amongst my Charles Dickens collection. I have these beautiful hardbound Centennial editions. I have the entire collection of them. So it's all his works in these beautiful green hardcover editions. Yeah, I know I just said nasty things about hardcovers, but these are relatively small and they're not heavy at all. Um anyway, so I was looking for the Christmas Carol because it and I realized that I have in here, this one is Christmas Stories 2, and the other one I was just holding up is Christmas Stories 1. So I, for whatever reason, thought the Christmas Carol might be bound in here. Well, I looked through, and sure enough, the Christmas Carol's not in here. So I have to go and find that in my little um, stack of Charles Dickens books. But what I did discover is that between these two books are 29 short Christmas stories by Charles Dickens. And once I thought 29, well, my little math brain started working, and I said, well, I add in the Christmas Carol, and then I add in the book by Anthony Trollope that's a Christmas story, and guys, that would be 31 days of Christmas stories, like one for each day of December. What do we think? Should I do it? I don't know. All of my like 5 subscribers comment below and let me know if you think I should try and be one of those crazy people who does, what is it, Lit Christmas, where I do a short video, one every day. And if I did that, I could do and review one Christmas story every single day from now to the end of the year. So you see what I mean? I mean that I like totally blew up my whole reading plans. I did this end of year tag. I was like, here's my all my end of year plans, finished Tale of Genji. I'm gonna continue with the series, read a couple of Christmas stories, and then boom, all I'm reading is Christmas stories now. Just gonna move on. That's completely unresolved. The book that may shock me and become a favorite of the year, apparently one of those 31 Christmas stories. And then the last question is, have you started making plans for next year? Uh, Let's just have a little conversation, people. Have I started making plans for next year? Did you not just see me walk myself out of the plans I just made for the rest of this year, which is only a month and a half, 2 months at most? I mean, yes, I've started making plans for next year. Will I stick to my plans? I don't know. But here's my plans. I'll share them with you and then we can assess later at the end of next year how I did. So, my plans for next year, I'd like to keep doing YouTube. My hope is to get to the point where I can post every Wednesday and Saturday, which I'm working on doing right now. And I'd also like to start doing lives next year, but I have no idea how to do that. So we'll see if that happens. I'd love to try a buddy read. I'd love to do some challenges of some sort. I don't even know what I mean by that, so we'll see how that goes. I'd like to do some readathons, and I definitely plan on doing some book tags, at least on a monthly basis. Some of the book tags that I can think of is March of the Mammoth, because if you haven't figured it out yet, I love really big books. These are all actually pretty long. It's just some of them don't look like it. Um, so I definitely plan on doing March of the Mammoths because I have a ton of books that are over 800 pages. I would also like to do maybe Victober, I'm thinking about. I do read quite a bit of Victorian literature, but I don't know if I want to do a month of Victorian literature. So those are some of the tags that I'm thinking of doing next year. I'm going to wait and do my newbie tag until the beginning of the year when everybody does the newbie tag. And that's it. I'd like to know what you're doing. If you have any books you're trying to finish before the end of the year, let me know about the last answer too. Are there any things that you'd like to see me do next year? And then finally, the biggest and most important, and probably only question I'd really like you to answer is the one about whether or not I should do the 31 Christmas stories. Do I even really need you to suggest that I do that? Apparently not. Apparently, I'm just going to go and try and do it. I don't know. I still haven't made up my mind. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe so you can continue to see me just go off the rails with my reading plans. All right, I hope you have a wonderful week, day, evening, morning, nap, sleep, whatever it is that you're doing, enjoy it and get some reading done.